Mental fortitude has never been more pressing. Psychoresilience, the ability to adapt to stress, adversity, and trauma, to bend without breaking and to emerge stronger from challenge, is the psychological bedrock of a fulfilling life. While countless strategies from therapy to meditation are rightly championed, an ancient and often misunderstood practice is experiencing a modern resurgence as a foundational tool for building this vital resilience: semen retention. Semen retention, the voluntary abstention from ejaculation, is far more than a mere physical act or a quirky internet trend. When approached not with a mindset of puritanical repression, but with one of conscious cultivation, it transforms from a sexual practice into a profound psychobiological discipline. It functions as a cornerstone of psychoresilience by operating on three interconnected levels: the biological, the psychological, and the energetic, ultimately forging a more integrated, self-possessed, and resilient individual. The most immediate and tangible impact of semen retention is on the body's intricate neurochemical landscape. The act of ejaculation is not a simple physical release. It is a potent neuroendocrine event. It triggers a massive cascade of neurotransmitters and hormones, most notably a surge in prolactin and a corresponding sharp drop in dopamine. Dopamine, often mislabeled as the pleasure chemical, is more accurately described as the molecule of motivation, drive, and reward-seeking. The post-ejaculatory prolactin surge and dopamine crash are nature's way of inducing satiety and lethargy, ensuring a period of recovery, a biological imperative for procreation. However, in a modern context of frequent, often porn-driven masturbation, this cycle can become dysregulated. The individual chases the high of the dopamine spike, only to be consistently met with a low of the crash, leading to a pattern akin to a mild addictive cycle. This results in symptoms familiar to many: brain fog, lethargy, lack of motivation, and social anxiety. Semen retention breaks this cycle. By abstaining from ejaculation, practitioners report a stabilization of this neurochemical roller coaster. Dopamine receptors, previously desensitized by overstimulation, begin to resensitize. The baseline level of dopamine normalizes, leading to a more sustained and reliable sense of drive and well-being, rather than fleeting peaks and deep valleys. This creates a stable biological platform from which resilience can be built. When a stressful event occurs, the individual is not starting from a neurochemical deficit. They have a fuller tank of motivational energy and mental clarity, providing the raw biological material needed to face challenges head-on rather than seeking to escape them through distraction or further gratification. Furthermore, semen itself is a complex biological fluid rich in nutrients, including zinc, magnesium, calcium, potassium, vitamin C, and a host of prostaglandins and immune-supporting compounds. While the body continuously produces semen, the theory, supported by various traditional medicines like Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, posits that avoiding frequent loss allows these vital resources to be reabsorbed and utilized by the body for other critical functions, such as repairing tissue, strengthening the immune system, and fueling cognitive processes. This biological conservation translates directly to resilience. A healthier, more virile body is inherently more capable of weathering physical and psychological stress. If the biological effects provide the fuel, the psychological dimension of semen retention is the forging of the engine itself. At its core, this practice is a masterclass in impulse control. Sexual urge is one of the most primal, powerful, and deeply hardwired drives in the human experience. To consciously choose not to act on it, especially in a world saturated with sexual stimuli, is an immense exercise of will. This daily, sometimes hourly, practice of saying no to an immediate, powerful gratification in service of a long-term, abstract goal, greater energy, confidence, resilience, is the very essence of building willpower. Each successful instance of overcoming the urge acts like a rep for the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for executive function, decision-making, and long-term planning. This muscle becomes stronger. This enhanced self-discipline does not remain confined to the sexual realm. It begins to permeate every aspect of life. The discipline to avoid ejaculation translates into the discipline to wake up early, to work out when you don't feel like it, to persist on a difficult project. This process is a psychological crucible. It forces a confrontation with oneself. Without the easy outlet of sexual release to dissipate tension, anxiety, or boredom, the individual is forced to sit with these uncomfortable feelings. Initially, this is challenging. It brings unresolved issues and habitual escape mechanisms to the surface. But this is where the magic happens. By not running from discomfort, one learns to observe it, understand it, and ultimately master it. This is the genesis of true emotional regulation, a key pillar of psychoresilience. The practitioner learns that they are not a slave to their urges or emotions. They're the conscious operator who can choose their response. This fosters a profound sense of self-efficacy and inner strength. The practice also directly counteracts the patterns of avoidance that undermine resilience. The easy dopamine hit of pornography and masturbation is a primary tool for numbing out from stress, loneliness, or insecurity. Semen retention removes this tool from the toolbox. One can no longer chemically escape. One must face the reality of their life and their mind. This is initially unsettling, but ultimately empowering. It forces the development of healthier coping mechanisms, channeling energy into creative pursuits, physical exercise, or genuine social connection. It compels the individual to solve the underlying problems causing the stress, rather than merely masking the symptoms. This shift from avoidance to engagement is the absolute core of a resilient mindset. The energetic dimension, the alchemy of sublimated life force. The third layer, often considered the most esoteric yet reported as the most potent by practitioners, is the energetic or transmutative aspect. This concept is ancient, appearing as prana in Hinduism, chi in Taoism, and vital force in Western esoteric traditions. It is the idea that semen is not just a physical substance, but the concentrated physical vessel of a man's essential creative life energy. In these traditions, the loss of this energy through frequent ejaculation is seen as depleting, leading to fatigue, lack of purpose, and mental weakness. Conversely, its conservation is believed to allow this energy to be retained and sublimated, transmuted from its raw, procreative potential into higher-order expressions. This retained energy, often described as a palpable feeling of pressure or fullness in the body, is said to rise and nourish the entire system. In conclusion, semen retention earns its status as a cornerstone of psychoresilience because it builds fortitude from the ground up. It stabilizes the biological substrate of our motivation and mood, forges the psychological muscle of discipline and emotional regulation, and cultivates a deep reservoir of vital energy that empowers the individual to face life's challenges not from a place of lack, but from a place of profound inner abundance.